What happens to a Pokemon when you combine a random Seadra and a colorful dragon scale together? Well, of course, you get a majestic evolution in Kingdra, the topic of today's video. As per the other Pokemon in this ongoing series, this regal seahorse has been overlooked for generations at a time and never got enough love from Game Freak to actually take the role of a Johto Pseudo legendary. So it's finally time to ask ourselves the question, what if Kingdra was a Pseudo legendary? As a reminder for any new folk who are new to the series, a Pokemon is classified as a pseudo-legendary after meeting 3 requirements. The species in question comes from a 3-stage evolutionary line, the last evolution has a base stat total of exactly 600, and its leveling rate is categorized as slow, meaning that the Pokemon only needs 1.25 million experience in order to reach level 100. Not only are we going to be fixing these classifications for it, but we're also going to have fun with other design choices too, and tamper with the characteristics such as its abilities and move pool in order to max out its potential as a rebuilt Pokemon. Without any further ado, we're going to be kicking things off by doing just that. When talking specifically about Kingdra, it currently has 3 well-rounded abilities in Swift Swim, Sniper, and Damp. While 2 of these give the Pokemon a very unique and new style of play it can lean into, its hidden ability in Damp straight up does our Seadragon a massive disservice, as anyone who chooses Damp over a more useful option like Swift Swim will rarely have an opportunity to take advantage of it. Explosion and other post-death damage effects like Aftermath are rarely seen in a playthrough of a game anyway, and it's even less common in competitive Smogon formats as well. For these reasons, I'm suggesting to scrap Damp and slotting in Water Bubble as its replacement, which will give it a new battle style that we can touch on later. Also, if you don't know what Water Bubble is or never heard of it, I can't even blame you because it's only on one line of Pokemon. When a Pokemon with Water Bubble uses a Water-type move, its offensive stat is doubled, and opponents who attack a Pokemon with this ability using a Fire-type attack have their offensive stat halved before calculating damage, meaning that this ability on Kingdra grants it a massive 6-time resistance to the Fire-type, indirectly buffing its defenses to give it way more longevity during a battle. Water Bubble also fits seamlessly as an option when considering Kingdra's lore. As a deep-sea Pokemon, Kingdra is said to commonly be found in uninhabited parts of the ocean floor, being able to create massive water tornadoes and whirlpools with just a singular yawn. It clearly has the ability to manipulate water and the energy around it, so just giving this Pokemon the ability kinda just makes sense to me. The improved ability roster now allows trainers to use many different variants of Kingdra that were previously discussed, coming with my personal favorite first, a Sniper, critical hit-oriented wall breaker. This strategy revolves around non-stop critical hits for damage by synergizing the scope lens and a turn of focus energy together. When paired, the outcome results in Kingdra having a 100% chance at landing a critical hit whenever it attacks. In return, this means that Draco Meteor spam is a devastatingly strong option for nuking your opponent, as the negative special attack drop that comes with this move is always ignored from the crit. And to add the cherry on top of this overpowered sundae, stacking Sniper's 50% increase to critical hit damage gives a move like Draco Meteor a consistent base power of 390. Yes, 390, which is further supported by a base special attack of 95 to begin with. This move and item combo will no doubt whatsoever make any opponent scared to even be in the presence of any boosted Kingdra. With a special attacking variant out of the way, I want to introduce the idea of a physical Dragon Dance set to capitalize on his sweeping capabilities and well-balanced offensive stats. With its ability in Water Bubble, Kingdra can not only rush in and eat a hit from a Fire-type attacker, but can set up a singular Dragon Dance and start dishing out waterfalls like it's nobody's business. An item in Lumberry ensures that Kingdra won't be crippled out by a status condition, particularly Will-O-Wisp, and Iron Head as one of its moves gives it a resource to deal with Dragon's biggest weakness, that being the Fairy type. We'll revisit its third potential set option shortly, as we need to quickly talk about the addition of a new move coming to its learn set, that being Aqua Cutter. Aqua Cutter is in the category of moves with an above-average chance of landing a critical hit, similar to the likes of Night Slash and Cross Poison. If you couldn't tell already, Kingdra's design and set choices revolve around a critical hit strategy most of the time, which brings us into a Swift Swim set as the third choice for trainers. Moves in Aqua Cutter and an item in the Scope Lens can be traded for Waterfall and a Choice Band respectively, as players who want to take advantage of critical hits without Sniper have the option to do so. When utilized properly on a rain team though, Kingdra can pick up a role as a late game sweeper, cleaning up weak foes and chipping away at some notoriously fat walls in Toxapex or Hisuian Gudra. Speaking on battling terms, it's a better time than ever to turn our focus to the changes that will bring Kingdra up to the base stat total of 600. It was pleasantly surprising to see during research that it already had a base stat total of 540, being well in the range of above average for Johto Pokemon. It's more than obvious to anyone that Game Freak's design of this Sea Dragon plays into balance more than anything, so I'm going to make the following changes reflective of that. 10 extra points into Kingdra's speed enable it to outspeed Pokemon like Rillaboom or Rotom Wash that would otherwise trouble it, coming with the added benefit of now being hyper fast after using just one Dragon Dance. Kingdra's attack will also be slightly brought up to 100 from 95 to support the aforementioned physical side of Kingdra a little bit more. And to further push boundaries with its special attacking movesets, an additional 15 points are going towards that stat. We couldn't justify these offensive changes without spending some time on its defenses though, which are set to work in sync with its offenses. To keep things simple and maintain consistency within balance, 10 additional points will be thrown into its HP, defense, and special defense. Using the water bubble resists as a defensive strategy against fire types becomes even more unstoppable as an option now, since 85 HP and 105 in its defenses are now somewhat comparable to the likes of other bulkier water types in Slowbro or Dracovish, who can tank hits and dish out damage back as well. What? Oh yeah, I almost forgot something about its design. Experience groups. Experience groups are another category, albeit boring, that define a pseudo legendary, with options ranging from erratic, fast, medium slow, and fluctuating. The slow experience group is the category we are prioritizing, as it's collectively shared by these beastly creatures who accumulate 1.25 million experience points at level 100. Kingdra is currently in the medium fast group, needing 250,000 less than any current pseudo, so officially putting him in the pseudo legend status means simply moving him in with the slow experience group of Pokemon. With a new experience group, devastatingly strong hidden ability, and well-rounded stat values, we can now confidently say that Kingdra is a new, unique pseudo legend that brings a sense of balance and viability to any game it's welcomed in. It's now time to bring him into the battle tower and test out his upgraded performance. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. I'm actually excited. If you couldn't tell, I'm very sick. Losing my voice, but we're still thugging it out. So this first set we have is the special attacking focus energy set, just full critical hits. And it's scaring me. He did use a workup, but we do have defensive investment. So am I that scared? Not really. I'm not even gonna hold back. Literally straight. All right, fine. I was gonna go straight ahead with the crit, but you know, bro had other plans. Please don't get 2 detects. Okay, if he got 2 lucky detects, man, I've seen that happen way too many times in competitive. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I can already tell. We're running a timid nature on this because we're special attacking. We're a special attacker. This should just be another clean kill if I'm being so honest. Like, I don't see why this isn't gonna one-shot. Yeah, like this is gonna be nuts. So yeah, as I said, base 95, we're timid, maxed out speed, because this thing is just a wall breaker. And this is just the first variant. We also have the physical attacking Dragon Dance set that we're gonna be giving a shot. So I'm just gonna flash cannon, and this should just kill. It's gonna be another crit. I have the scope lens on it. Yeah, GG. I'm actually thinking of running like a set like this on Smogon or something. This is like fun, except he's obviously not going to be buffed and he's not going to be, you know, overpowered. So this time around, we got the physical set, Dragon Dance, we're going to set up and sweep. And we do have a Lumberry, so it's funny that we're facing a Flareon right now because God forbid this thing burns me or whatever, we're going to be fine. We're just going to start out with a DD. I really dig these new move animations, yo. Like, one thing the new games did right. Look at that, Will-O-Wisp. I legitimately forgot that Water Bubble prevents, oh my god. So I technically don't even need a Lumberry. I'm a little in a daze right now. I'm still sick. That was a complete goof on my end. But hey, we're +1, we have a Lumberry, so if we get like, you know, paralyzed or we go to sleep, then I'm not even gonna be complaining. Waterfall, it's gonna be an Oko, no doubt. Bye-bye. And Crawdon, alright. Scale Shot, goodbye. So +1 only does that much, okay. I expected a little more damage from it, but you know what? Honestly, for that being a base 100 attack, it wasn't that bad. Gonna lower my special attack with Snarl, does not matter at all, because we are physical. I'm just gonna Scale Shot again, honestly. Gonna keep thugging it out. But if we get hit with a physical move, we might be in some trouble. I'm like +3 in speed. This is pretty funny. Umbreon, unless he uses foul play, which I don't expect. Can we get lucky with a flinch? He has a berry. Alright, that's fine. And he's gonna confuse me. Chill. You're down to 1 Pokemon and I still got 2 in the back. We're not losing this. You know, even though, and exactly, Lumberry, we're fine. So the Lumberry did come in clutch, and even though Water Bubble took the actual burn for me and not the Lumberry, it just goes to demonstrate that what we're doing is working. Can use someone like you on your team. Nah, use the Kingdra, bro. The Kingdra is the GOAT.